Well, hello everybody. We're going to do just a quick how do you do video. This is my Aphonopelma gabeli. This is the one that molted the other day. She's out and about, walking around. Seems to be okay. Seems to be a little weak from everything, but she keeps going in and out of her little den there. But I wanted to give everybody a quick view. I thought maybe she'd stay out a little bit longer, but I've been watching her on the table here. I keep seeing her crawling in and out, and she comes over to the water dish, and then she'll be there for a couple minutes. Then she'll turn back around and go back into her home again, and then come back out again. And she was sitting in the corner here, so I was like, oh, well, this would be a good, real quick. See, she doesn't like the vibration right now, so she's kind of reluctant to stay out. And every time I was trying to film earlier, every time I would take the lid off, she'd go back in, and then she comes right back out again. And she goes back in, then she comes back out again. So she's been hit or miss all day long. And this time she actually stayed still for a little while anyway. I can get her back out, but I don't want to mess with her too much. Just because she did just molt, and I don't want to mess with her. Nice and gently try to get her back out again. Come on, girl. It's okay. Okay, so you could see she is a little weak. That's to be expected from an adult. Hopefully she'll be okay. I mean, she seems to be walking okay when she does it on her own. But just doing that, you could see, you know, she's not lifting herself up completely. And I think that she just needs to recover some more. So again, this is the Aphonopelma gabeli. The Carlsbad green is what they're called. If I remember right, that's from where they're actually from, right? Carlsbad, California is where they're. I think these are Californian Aphonopelmas. I'd have to go back through and look at the revision that was done with the Aphonopelmas, because there are location explanations of where all the Aphonopelma were actually collected from. So she's going to take a little while to recover. So it'll be probably a few weeks before we can feed her. You know, no earlier than 10 days. At this size, I wouldn't feed them any earlier than 10 days. Just let their fangs harden, let everything inside get straightened out for them. But I would probably more likely push this to 14 to 21 days before we even try feeding her. And that all depends on how she acts. If she seems to be weak, you know, 5-10 days from now, then I probably will try feeding her something small, like, you know, maybe a pre-killed cricket or a pre-killed mealworm. As long as her fangs are black, which by then they should be, without any problem. But again, when you have a tarantula, especially the bigger that they get, the longer it takes them to recover. And it's not even so much outside, because, you know, the exoskeleton hardens, the fangs harden, they'll turn black. It's everything inside that really needs to settle back down again. So yeah, I named her Phoenix. Like, I think I said that already, right? I named her Phoenix because at the time we thought she was an Aphonopelma chalcodes. And, you know, one of the common names for the chalcodes is the Arizona blonde or the desert blonde, or actually the Mexican blonde, they have also called them. So I picked the city name in Arizona, and of course she is an Aphonopelma gabeli, so just a little bit different. And you don't see these a lot. I'm not even sure. I'm sure that there's videos on YouTube. I really honestly don't know. I'm sure I've typed them in there before and watched some videos, but you don't see this particular Aphonopelma much in people's collections. There are quite a few slings available now, and if somebody can find me a male for her, then we can make some more little babies. But I personally, honestly, don't know anybody else that has one. out of all the people that I had dealt with over the course of the handful of years on the tarantula groups, I've never seen anybody else post pictures of an adult. So I wouldn't even know what a male looks like, you know, how dimorphic they are from females. Of course, as they mature, you know, but, you know, because like in a Aphonopelma chalcodes male, who could be nice and blonde on his penultimate molt, once he molts into his ultimate, he gets that dark brown, drab looking kind of thing. So they do change when they mature, of course. So if anybody out there that's watching, you know, knows of anybody that possibly might have a penultimate male, or, you know, a male that's matured, or I would prefer a penultimate male, you know, somebody that's probably deep in their molt cycle that would molt in the next month or two, to get her paired in late spring, early summer, and then hopefully by, you know, midwinter, like, yeah, we're just getting out of winter. I'm already talking about winter again. Midwinter of 2018, you know, towards the end of, well, in December, January of 2019, we can have an egg sac out of her. But again, I don't know anybody that has them. I'm hoping people over on that west coast over there, in the California, Arizona, New Mexico area will have maybe a leg up on finding one. I don't want a collected male. You know, someone's going to go out there and say, oh, Erie Arachnids wants a mature male for his female. We'll go out in the wild and catch one. I'd rather have somebody that already has one in their collection, even if it's been wild caught, that's already in their collection now. But yeah, I'd love to breed her, because again, you don't see a lot of these in the hobby, and she is actually really strikingly beautiful. Her, you know, the coloration of her brownish legs, L1 and L2. She's got just like a dark charcoal chelicerae, and that triangle pattern on her carapace. And you can see the Aphonopelma because right at her ocular area from the foveal groove forward is kind of a raised carapace, where I think Brachypelma, I'd have to look, but Brachypelma is more level. You don't have that raise there. But again, I haven't really sat down and looked at, you know, these guys side by side to decipher that. I'm trying to kind of recycle some information that other people have told me, you know, people that deal with these a lot, that live over there and see them all the time. You know, how to try to tell the difference between a Aphonopelma and Brachypelma, because sometimes it can be a little different. There is a Brachypelma bicoloratum that looks almost identical to a Brachypelma, or sorry, an Aphonopelma bicoloratum that looks almost identical to a Brachypelma bamie. So, you know, people post pictures of the bicoloratum and everyone's like, no, that's not a bicoloratum, that's a bomie, or bamie. But yeah, so I do have something interesting that I want to do here next. I'm just trying to figure out how to do the actual filming of it. And what I did is I went and I found a page that has, it's been on arachnid boards. It's been cycled through all the groups, but what it does is it breaks down the Latin and Greek part of the genus name and some species names of tarantulas. So, you know, I'll take like this is the easiest one because I was goofing around with this yesterday or the day before on the tarantula community group. So if you take, these are all Greek words and Greek translations. We'll use the Neoholothele inse. Again, I don't know what inse stands for. I didn't look that up. That wasn't involved in that. But Neoholothele, and this is going to be kind of funny, but Neoholothele translates in Greek to neo means new, holo means whole, and thele or thella means nipple or teat. So if you actually translate that out, it says new whole nipple. So I don't understand, you know, the use of thele. We're trying to figure out if there's another reasonable explanation for the use of that, because I don't understand why you would describe something as that. You know what I mean? Most of the thele species, or any of the species that have thele in their name, Ediothella, Dolichothele, Heterothele, holotheli, neo-holotheli, all are dwarf tarantulas, 4 inches or smaller. So I'm not really quite sure if maybe, you know, the explanation back in the day, you know, the abdomen may have looked like a woman's nipple. I'm not really quite sure. I don't know why they would use it, but anyway, I have a whole bunch of those. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do that. I think some of them that you guys might be kind of interested in. But yeah, so we'll see. I'll get this video set and ready to go, and then I'll try and figure out how to do the other thing. So say goodbye to Phoenix, and have a great day. Bye-bye.